A long time ago, I raised a son to know his Spike Lee from his Ang Lee.
Now we're turning our arguments into content. This is I Am Your Father, where Gen X meets Gen Z in hyperspace. Boom.
Hello.
How's it going, Dad?
It's going good. How are you, son?
I am doing good. I am King Tut today.
Yes, very regal, very royal.
For the record. And you are...
a kangaroo.
A kangaroo?
A kangaroo. Yeah, I've even...
You kangaroo?
You can see. Can you see this? I've even got a little Joey. I got to come back to the mic. I got a little Joey, in my pouch.
Perfect.
I'm ready to box her up.
That's just going to be your new nickname. I'm just going to be like, you kangaroo.
Yeah, kangaroo. yeah, I guess. What's been going on with you this week?
Well, I kind of had an interesting week, actually. You don't even know this.
No.
I was driving to Mount Charleston for a little bit of work, and my car crapped out. Gonna need a new engine, which sucks, but it was a whole set of affairs. Like, it crapped out up in Charleston, so I had to wait forever for a tow. Got it towed all the way back down. As a whole ordeal. But for a minute, I thought it was going to be time to say goodbye to the car because the engine seized up. But luckily, I have a mechanic that I trust a lot, and he was able to basically get me a new engine for about a third the cost of just what your typical shop was quoting me. So currently waiting on that to be fixed up, but that was a whole headache for a whole day.
Yeah, that's not fun.
No.
What was the weather like up there at Charleston when that happened? Was it still not
pouring rain? Pouring rain,
man. Because it can get bad up there.
That was the worst part. Is it was like the one day it's rained in the last. It was the first day it started raining. I had no idea it was going to rain. It started pouring while I was up there. It was a headache, but I'm alive. I made it. That's good.
I'm glad you're alive.
I should have my car back in like a week or two, hopefully.
Okay.
How about you?
Good week. Was dealing with a migraine for a few days. That kind of sucked. But I'm feeling better now. I'm back on. I'm enjoying a little Japanese whiskey tonight. My best friend David and his wife are in Japan right now, and David is sampling the pride of Japan, which is not sushi, but instead Japanese whiskey. And so it inspired me. I felt like I needed to have a little sip. So cheers to you, David and Jen. Hope you're having a wonderful time. Can't wait to hear all about your Tokyo adventures.
You're not mixing that with any cough medicine, are you?
No. I am unmedicated. Luckily. So so just getting ready for the weekend, having a little party for your sister this weekend for her birthday. Gonna be, unfortunately, hosting like 25 kids at the house. So,
super fun.
Pray for me.
Glad to be here.
I know. But I don't know. What can you do? Listen, we have a pretty interesting main topic. It's a little bit of a deviation, but it's very current. Drew Struzan passed away this week. The acclaimed artist of so many classic movie posters from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and into the 2000s. But really for me and many others, I think even for a lot of millennials, just sort of defined what movie magic could be before we even got into the theater. So we're going to have a little retrospective on Mr. Struzan. But in the meantime, before we get there, we've got 10 and 20.
Yeah. Our 10 and 20 is a segment where we cover 10 topics in roughly 20 minutes. I say roughly. We're always spot on, actually. So go ahead and set your timer right now because we're going to dive right in. I'm going to cheat right off the bat and take 2 topics to kind of just fill you in on some movies I've seen lately, some 2025 releases. Are you cool with that?
I am. I must say I'm envious. You've been able to get to the theater quite a bit lately. Day job's been keeping me out of the theater for the last couple of weeks, but so catch me up. What should I see or not see?
Sounds like you don't really like movies, in my opinion. But that being said, gonna start off with The Smashing Machine. I have been very interested in this movie because it stars The Rock in something other than an action hero role. I mean, I guess you could kind of say there's a bit of an action movie, considering it has to do with mixed martial arts and UFC. That being said, it was basically being branded as The Rock is acting, for the first time in his career. And my quick review of it is that's exactly what it was. I mean, it kind of felt like the movie. For the record, I was entertained the whole time. I was even tense at several points throughout the movie, thinking that something was going to go horribly wrong. I won't spoil whether or not it does or doesn't, but ultimately it kind of just felt like an acting showcase for The Rock. Why are you clapping?
Oh, sorry. I was giving him a 14-minute standing ovation at the Venice Film Festival.
Okay.
I should stop. I'm already tired.
Yeah. No, this isn't a 14-minute standing ovation kind of a movie. It's perfectly good. But obviously the standout of this movie is The Rock's performance ultimately. It's just, hey, we're giving The Rock an opportunity to act here. Let's see if he can do it. And I have to say he does it pretty dang well. There are only a few scenes really where I'm really seeing The Rock. But more often than not, I felt like he actually did a really solid job. I don't think he's going to get the Oscar by any means. He's definitely up against some stiff competition this year. Yeah. But it was good. And you can see it when it comes on streaming. I don't think you need to spend the money to go see it in a theater.
I will say I saw an extended clip of one particular scene, and I must reluctantly admit that I looked better than I expected it to be. So I will see it. I do want to see it, and we'll see if The Rock can, in fact, pull off what Schwarzenegger could not in his day, and be something more than a muscle-bound character actor, really. Or so we'll see. But yeah, it did look. It did look better than I expected. So
he's definitely pivoting, and I'm hoping. Let's just say this. He's pivoting, and I'm glad to see that he's going to have the opportunity to try this out a few more times. I think he can actually grow into a different space than he's occupied lately, and I'm kind of here for it after seeing this movie.
But can he play another part that isn't essentially an action hero, or even at a drama? Like, he's still playing a professional wrestler, right? Or a professional fighter, right?
Yes, a professional fighter.
You don't see him taking on Shakespeare anytime soon, do you?
No, but I will say this: he's lost a lot of weight just on the press, showing up to do press for this movie. He is significantly smaller, and he's claiming that it's because he wants to open the door to other roles, so he's not just the big hulking mass in all these different movies. Other people theorize that there are other reasons he's shrinking, but that being said, we'll see. He's getting smaller. So
that seems interesting. I don't know what the rumors are, but maybe I won't make any assumptions. I have to say again, like, there are roles where I have to admit that, like, the man has an insane amount of charisma. He can be very, very funny. I've always liked him when he's doing those two things. Right. Because he has a great sense of humor. He's got really good comic timing. This is not that, I assume. This is not a comedy, right?
No, it's not a comedy, but I think you'll find that his timing kind of translates into other moments as well. Like, right off the bat, like in the first 5 minutes of the movie, there's a scene that happens. And just the way that he's standing there and the timing of the way he delivers a specific line actually made me feel like very empathetic towards his character immediately. So I think it translates a little bit, but we're spending a lot of time on the Smashing Machine. I'll run through my next two a little quicker. The Roofman, starring Channing Tatum and Peter Dinklage and Kirsten Dunst. Yep. I just saw that today with my wife in the theaters, and that was good. It was better than I expected. It was very charming. Didn't blow me out of the water. It was just a perfectly good and enjoyable movie, and based on true events, kind of crazy. I don't really want to spoil them, because as certain things are happening, you're like, is this real? Did he really do this? It's pretty crazy, but I think it's a little more heartwarming than you might expect. And Channing Tatum puts on a pretty dang charming performance. I know you're not the biggest Channing Tatum guy. I am pretty 50-50 on him. Sometimes I really enjoy him. Sometimes I don't like him at all. But I like him.
I almost never like him. I do really like Peter Dinklage. I do really like Kirsten Dunst. So, I'll give it a roll when it comes around. Yeah,
definitely. And lastly, I also saw Tron Ares. I did a little bit of a Tron marathon leading up to it.
Okay.
And man, the rumors are true. It's not good.
Okay. So, sorry, I talked over you. It's not good, you said.
It's not good. Jared Leto is the angel of death, but I think that might be giving him more credit than he deserves. I think he might kind of like being called that, you know?
Do you mean as an actor? Like he kills all the movies he's in?
Yeah, like once he's attached to something, it's an immediate turnoff for me. And I think most of the world at this point. This movie opened worse than Morbius somehow.
Yeah.
Which is astonishing.
Academy Award winner Jared Leto.
Yeah, exactly. He's just off these days, definitely. Very strange. And I'll say this. I went into it expecting to not really enjoy it other than the the score and the visuals.
Yeah.
And even then, I felt like it was a step down from the last Tron movie, in both senses. I thought the score of the Tron Legacy was better, and the visuals were better. This was ultimately fairly bland and ultimately boring. I did not expect it to just be so boring. I thought it was going to at least be fun. And so, pretty big disappointment, even though I wasn't necessarily thinking it was going to be super good. I just thought it would be a good time, and it wasn't.
Yeah. And then this ended up being a Greta Lee double feature for you too this week, right?
Yeah, it did.
And so then it sounds like you got to see her, and I'm hoping something you thought was really good, and then something that you found disappointing.
Well, I'll just say this. I'll just say this. It's proof that it's not always on the actor, and sometimes it has to do with the writing and directing. Because
100%.
Holy crap.
100%. I mean, one has to look no further than the Star Wars prequels.
Yeah,
to learn this lesson. Fascinating. Okay. Yeah. Well, so 3 actors, none of whom typically get me to the theater all that consistently. But I do have one more question before we leave Tron Ares. For your lifetime, I think you have known Trent and Atticus as composers of movie scores. This is the first time, I think, in your life that they have been billed as an approach to project as their band, Nine Inch Nails. What did you think? Did you feel a difference in this score versus the many other scores of theirs that you know and love?
Yeah, it definitely is different, but it could also just be like the Tron filter on the score. Like there's a very specific sound that people are looking for with Tron. And so I think they kind of morphed into that, and it was, don't get me wrong, the score was good.
Yeah.
But I just don't think it was as good as Tron Legacy, which, like, if you go to Tron Legacy, there's literally 10 tracks that are, like, extremely downloaded, and Tron Ares so far has, like, 2. So it just doesn't quite compare, but it is good. I saw it with my grandpa. He actually leaned over to me at one point and said, I really like the music in this movie. So it is good. That is definitely probably the highlight of the movie. But I'll just tell you, rapid fire scores for the 3 movies I saw. Smashing Machine, I give a 3 out of 5. Roofman, I also give a 3 out of 5. And then Tron Ares, I give a 1.5 out of 5.
Ouchie, wouchie.
Ouch. That's pretty much bad with like one redeeming factor. So...
yeah, that's crazy. All right. Well, shall we move on? We somehow squeezed 3 movies into 2 of our 20. And roughly killed half of our 20 minutes.
Yep.
Thank goodness we're always
so many questions.
Thank goodness we're always on time. Well, isn't that the point where, this is about engagement, not just, being talked at.
I think some of these will be quick.
All right. We topic number 3. We have confirmation that Ultron will be returning in Vision Quest along with Vision's son Tommy / Speed. Are we excited about the return of Ultron? I mean, from my perspective, it's definitely the big disappointment in as a movie anyway. Ultron, Age of Ultron, in terms of the Avengers, but a performance that I enjoy. From James Spader.
I really enjoyed James Spader in the role of Ultron. I think he's the most interesting thing to happen to that movie for sure. Mm-hmm. So I've just been waiting for Ultron to return. He's always that character in the comics and the shows that I grew up watching where he just always comes back, right? So I knew it was only a matter of time, and I was hoping that they would get James Spader to do it, because that was a performance that I would kind of throw in there with like Tom Hardy as not the take on the character you would expect, but a take that I actually kind of do enjoy. Yeah. With Tom Hardy as Bane, I should say, not Venom. And so I really like James Spader as Ultron. So to me, this is great news. And then Tommy, Speed returning. I mean, yeah, sure, I'm here for it. I don't know that I'm particularly like, yes, I'm more excited for Ultron.
Yeah, I'm pumped about it too. I think it's a good call, and I'm glad they're going to bring him back.
Yeah. Okay. Topic number 4. Marty Supreme is getting insane early buzz, and they are saying that Timothée Chalamet is on a mission. He gave a speech that actually got him a lot of hate recently, but I thought it was pretty baller and
Which
genuine
one?
when he said that he really is pursuing greatness. He wants to be one of the greats. And he threw out a few examples of people that he looks up to, and people were like, man, this kid is so arrogant. And I'm like, no, he's striving for something. He's like, he wants to be up there, so he's trying to get there. And people are saying he's one step closer with this movie.
Well, yeah, I mean, I feel like he gave that speech roughly around the Complete Unknown, like awards buzz time frame. Listen, I think he's one of the best working actors that we have. I really enjoy him in just about every. I can't think of a single Chalamet performance that I didn't like. Not one.
Yeah, I've never seen him bad in anything.
Yeah, no, I mean he's so great in everything, and so many of his films are among some of my favorites of the last, I don't know, decade or so.
Yeah.
Including movies like A Complete Unknown. So I will say though that the I guess the log line on this particular film doesn't really excite me or get me going. But I guess maybe that Chalamet's in it is what'll get me to the theater.
Yeah, I was kind of just thinking today that I think he is kind of proving that maybe the movie star is alive again, but in a different sense. He's not your Arnold or Sylvester Stallone, but he is like my reason for going to see a movie right now. Like you said, I don't have any particular interest in this subject, but the fact that he's in it and everybody's saying he's phenomenal makes me want to see it,
Yeah. I mean, in a month where we have the worst opening of Leo's career in what is arguably a fantastic movie. Yeah. We've got, Leto reaching new lows. The Rock also reaching new lows.
Lowest ever.
It is interesting to note that Chalamet is right now one of the most bankable stars that we have.
And Daniel Day-Lewis. His new movie just came out and bombed also.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I love DDL, but I mean, he's not been a big box office draw for a long time. He always picks projects that require a lot of intentful watching. For sure. You have to be ready for it. There was at no point did I ever think that anybody was going to go see that movie. No. In terms of like making, I can't imagine it was a particularly expensive film to make.
Doesn't look like it.
But there's also a lot of buzz around his performance in this film as well. So
yeah, we're probably going to have like 3 different eras of actors going up for an Oscar this year with DDL, Leo, and Chalamet. It's looking like.
Yeah, that's a really great point. Those are heavy hitters from 3 different generations in a row.
So The Rock doesn't have a shot in hell. Just for the record, I'm sorry, buddy. Tough year to be in a good movie.
I gotta say, I could be happy with any of those 3 winning. Although I haven't seen 2 of their films, but just the quality of actor. I do want to see both the Chalamet film and the DDL film.
Same,
but I think we'll have to as we get another month or so in, get into December, we'll start really focusing on some on the award buzz.
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited to cover all that because it's very, very fascinating.
Yeah. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Are you ready for even more Mortal Kombat than we already have coming? I know I'm not. We got Mortal Kombat 3 announced. We haven't even got the second one out yet. And I got to be honest, it doesn't look good to me. It's really interesting to me that they've already greenlit it. Maybe I'm just the wrong audience.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that the trailer for the second one doesn't look good. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to watch it, not in theaters, but something about these movies at least intrigues me, even though they have never been good. So in a way, like the Taco Bell consumer inside of me is excited, but it's going to give me diarrhea.
That's a really interesting way to put it. It actually, like visually, it even looks to me like it could be a Taco Bell ad rather than a cinema, rather than something I want to see in cinema. Yeah. I don't think we need it. I don't know. It just this franchise. We said this before when we talked about the trailer. I think I said this before anyway. I don't remember if you agreed with me or not. I think that this franchise is just tired. It's not been done right. I don't know that it's going to ever be able to be done right.
They should probably just stay video games.
Yeah. But I think it's time to move on.
Yep. Well, on the other hand, I have something that I want to stick around for quite a while.
Okay, good.
And that's Invincible. We have a season 4 release date of March next year, along with some casting and a little bit of a teaser trailer for it, following the pattern of the way they've been doing their teaser trailers. My only thought on this is that I'm excited. I'm really enjoying this show. I know that you were enjoying it. You're a little behind still.
Yeah. I mean, it's a commitment. When you start a show when there's already 3 seasons, you got to, it takes
for sure.
a lot of effort. So I'll finish season 2 and 3 before this comes out in March.
You finished 2. You're on 3.
Is that what it is? See, I don't know, it was all bleeding together when it's all
for sure.
Just episode after episode after episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it was good. I don't want to suggest that I don't think it's a good show. I do. I don't know if it captured me quite like it captured other people where I just had to keep watching. I reached a point where I was like, okay, I need a palate cleanser. I need to move on for a little while.
Yeah.
So maybe when I come back to it, I'll enjoy season 3. I mean, I've heard a lot of really good things about season 3.
Season 3 is, in my opinion, the best season, and it ends off with Jeffrey Dean Morgan playing a character that I think is, honestly, I didn't put him in our villain draft because it's too soon, but man, I thought he gave one hell of a performance as a villain in season 3. So
you mean the villain he plays in Invincible?
Correct. Yes.
Right, because he was in our draft
as Negan,
as another villain. Yeah.
Yes. I think that man was born to play a villain. He's pretty good at it, but
he really is.
He is.
He really is.
He's just too damn charming.
I know. If I lose it like 25, 30 pounds, I could do Negan for Halloween.
You could. Yeah. That'd be sick.
Yeah, I just gotta drop
little
some weight.
Little pig.
Yeah.
Let me in.
All right. We've got news about the next Oceans prequel. Ryan Gosling is out, but Bradley Cooper is in. Oceans 14 also in the works. What are your thoughts on continuing with this particular franchise? Wait, I feel like there was more casting news we got a couple weeks ago, right? But I'm forgetting what it was. Was there a female actor that was also attached to this?
I'm not sure. I missed that. But my opinion
I thought I saw something. Well, was it Margot Robbie?
Well, yeah, no, she's been attached.
Yeah, so, that's the one I was thinking. I just couldn't remember.
So Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie were originally announced to be starring in this movie. We covered it on the pod.
We did. We were happy about their La La Land reuniting. Not La La Land. No, what did they do anything?
They've never been in anything together. Oh, no. Barbie. Duh.
Barbie. They were in Barbie. The Barbie, that's right. The Barbie reunion.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm catching up.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, no, I mean, my boy Ryan's out, a little sad. I'm enjoying him a lot right now, but I really like Bradley Cooper also. I still am kind of in the boat of, I don't know that this needs to be an Oceans movie. Maybe it could just be a heist movie with a similar vibe. Yeah. I'm a little more interested in Oceans 14 moving forward with the original cast, honestly. Yeah. I'm excited about that. I mean, there's just really fun movies. Some of my favorite movies out there. Not top tier, but really fun. Yeah, a few little sound bites that George Clooney has given. It sounds like they're going to have a great time. What I'm hoping is that it's a great time in the realm of 11 or 13, less so 12, where it seemed like they were having a little too good of a time, in my opinion, and the script might have suffered. But yeah. So I'm be curious to see how this prequel works out, but I don't know that it really has to be a franchise. And in a year where franchise films are by and large not working, and most of what has worked has been newer material. Content,
it's interesting to me that they're still going to lean on that, as if this was 4 or 5 years ago when the only way you could get a movie made was if it was attached to some kind of franchise. So I still agree with you. Your original point from however many weeks back you made it, that kind of, I'm down for a heist film starring now Bradley Cooper and Margot Robbie. Maybe it doesn't need to be Oceans, but it's going to be. So there you go.
I'll touch on it real quick. I mean, we saw a trailer for The Bride when I went and saw a movie with my wife, and she leaned over to me in the middle of the trailer, and she's like, "Movies are back." And I was like, I think that's actually a great way to put it, because we have so many great original movies coming out right now. Like,
we do.
For the first time in a long time, almost every trailer that plays, other than all these horror movies, I'm like, oh, I want to see that. I want to see that. I want to see that. There's so many movies to watch. I'm so excited. We have all of this original content, but then we also have our big franchises as well. I feel like we're starting to find a healthy medium where it's all getting its chance, and I'm really enjoying that right now.
Yeah. Well, what we really need now is we need people to get back to theaters. We do have some really great examples of fantastic films that are coming out that are just so watchable, so enjoyable, and people are still not getting into theaters to see them. So I really hope that changes. Hopefully we can encourage more people to get into theaters, as you did like 3 times this week already.
Yeah. I'm going to have to go 5 times in November.
Yeah, well, probably way more than that, I think. Yeah,
yeah, maybe. There's a lot. But moving on, topic number 8, the live action Tangled is moving forward again. It was allegedly put on pause. It's back moving, and it seems that Scarlett Johansson might be playing Mother Gothel. This wasn't really casting news that I was expecting, but I don't know that I hate it. Do you have any opinions on this?
No, I think it's good. I like when ScarJo does something outside of the realm of Black Widow. I enjoy her as Black Widow, but she has a lot more chops than she gets credit for. She's really great with comedy. I think she can do dark. I know she can do dark. We've seen several examples of that. And so I think this is a good role that will allow her to do both at the same time. And I'm hoping that this is really true information. Heck, this was one of your honorable mentions, right, for our villains draft?
Yeah, she's a really great villain, and Tangled is one of my favorites, if not my favorite animated Disney movie. I really enjoy that one a lot. So I mean, the big problem we have right now is that this is going to be a live action Disney movie, and those have all sucked.
Yeah, and they've I mean, almost none of them are any good. So that's the part that concerns me. Not that Scarlett Johansson is going to play this part. I think that's a good choice. So I'm hoping that they make other good choices as well that make this movie good.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah. Night of the Seven Kingdoms trailer is out, and it looks damn good as far as I'm concerned. Totally different tone. I mean, like, this is Game of Thrones with a sense of humor. This is like Edgar Wright directing Game of Thrones or something, it looks like to me. I'm loving what I saw out of this trailer. I'm pumped. What are you thinking?
Yeah, is this feel good, heartwarming Game of Thrones?
I don't know. It's like a little bit of like a Knight's Tale almost in there. Like there's an irony to this that feels so different from the super dramatic, super self-serious shows that we've gotten so far out of this universe. And listen, I mean, that's the right tone for the books that George R.R. Martin wrote. But they are definitely doing something a little bit different, and I love that. I love that what they're trying to bring a different sensibility to this world, to this franchise. Risky, but I think a really cool risk. Yeah,
it looks good. I'm excited for it. I don't know anything about this story, so that's also pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't either. But in fact, I had really low expectations when I heard that they were going to do something else. I was like, come on, like, how about focus on the one you've already got going that hasn't quite been what we wanted it to be?
Yeah.
This looks like it could be better.
Yeah, just to fill you in a little bit, I'm actually listening to the first Game of Thrones book right now for the first time.
I know
I'm enjoying it a lot.
Yeah,
you see it on Audible?
I see it pop up. Yeah. I've seen it pop up. And that's great. Yeah, no, it's worth a re-listen or a reread either way. But yeah, no, this looks cool. I'm excited for Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Me too.
All right, why don't you get us going on our last topic? Sorry, we're talking over each other today.
No, you're good. Topic number 10, we have some photos of John Lithgow as Dumbledore, along with who appears to be maybe Nicholas Flamel and his wife. And there's a few things to point out here.
Yeah.
But first of all, what are your initial thoughts on the look? Are you sold? Are you iffy? What are you thinking?
The look works for me. It totally works for me. I mean, we're yet to see his performance. Lithgow is a great actor who takes big swings. Here's the problem, though. He's a home run or nothing kind of batter, as it were.
Yeah.
This guy parks it in the parking lot, or it's a big fat swing and miss strikeout.
Yeah.
Now, he's normally, we're talking regular season Shohei. Occasionally, he's postseason Shohei and gets a lot of strikeouts. So we'll see what happens. But assuming that he delivers what he's capable of delivering, which can be really amazing, I'm down for it. The look doesn't bother me. But listen, John Lithgow doesn't half-ass it.
No.
Like he throws everything at a part, and sometimes his choices are questionable. Usually they're good.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just say this. I was a little hesitant on the casting going in just because of the look, but I was holding off until we saw it, and immediately I was like, yep, there it is. That's Dumbledore. I'm sure he's going to give a good performance, so I'm excited. And he sold me. I think he looks cool. I think he looks really good in the role. But one other detail is a lot of these leaked set photos, he's on the beach, and everybody's losing their minds. They're like, when is Dumbledore ever on the beach, especially in the first book? And I'll just say they are either adding new scenes, which is a really strong, there's a really strong chance of that, or they could be filming flashback scenes from later seasons now when he is younger and looks younger. Who knows? They're going into this with a 10-year plan. They might be shooting scenes now that they're not going to use for 8 years. We don't know. So
from those other parts of the future books where Dumbledore takes a beach vacation.
Well, you never know. I mean, we see him near the beach a few times. So we'll see. We'll see.
Listen, our audience kind of goes crazy for this topic. They love to be mad at what HBO is doing right now, and but we'll see. I don't think we know, and personally, I'm like, listen, let's try. HBO puts out good quality stuff consistently. Let's see what they do with it. I'm down to trust them to deliver something good for us. I don't think they're just trying to F with us just for the sake of it. I think that the creators are sincerely trying to deliver a new vision of this franchise, and I think it's fertile ground for that. Yeah,
I'm excited for it. I'm as excited, if not more excited now than I was at the announcement. So we're gonna watch it, obviously.
Good.
And
Good.
I'll just say this. I know, well, that's our 10 and 20. I know we're going to dive into our main topic here in a minute. I got to take this thing off. It's way too tight, too hot in here. I'm dying.
You suck. I know, all right, I'm doing the same thing.
Okay.
The hood's coming off. Oh, God. Now I'm stuck.
You feel
in the
better?
chair. Oh. Yeah, I'm sure my hair
I hope my hair is not too crazy. How do I look? I look okay?
Yeah, you know, now you were King Tut, and, now you're, I don't even know what. Actually, something came to mind that rhymed with Tut, and I feel like I shouldn't say it.
But
no, I was going to say like King Slut. That's what you so sexy
King
looking,
Slut.
man. You're just like
King Slut.
Yeah,
that's great. That's great. I'll take it.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good, dude. You're looking a little yoked there.
I just noticed my wedding ring is on brand too. It's gold and black.
Yeah, that's right. I was actually just noticing that behind you is the Staff of Ra, which I'm disappointed that you haven't been slamming down between topics to move us forward.
I don't know where to hold it. I mean,
I don't know. I'm hoping it's on camera.
Just behind my back.
My angle's slightly different than what our audience sees. Okay, so we're gonna jump into our main topic now. This week we saw the passing of several big Hollywood legends, including Diane Keaton, but also a little bit lesser known unsung hero of the world of movie magic. That was artist, movie poster extraordinaire Drew Struzan. Drew is maybe most famous for his collaborations with Spielberg and Lucas, but we're going to talk a little about his legacy and what he brought to our love of film, and we're going to talk a little bit about some of our favorite pieces of work. Should I just dive into some topics, some thoughts on Drew?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so he grew up in Oregon. He later moved to California. His parents were very poor; they could barely afford his art supplies. But he was an avid artist from a young age. He studied art at the Art Center and College of Design in Pasadena, where he literally sold his blood to pay for art supplies.
Wow.
That sounds metaphorical. It's not. He literally was selling blood and plasma to get money in order to pay for his art supplies. Before he broke big with movies, he was making his name doing album covers. He was doing mostly like heavy metal album covers, Black Sabbath and Alice Cooper and the likes in the 70s. This is where he started to really hone his skills in terms of mixing media, airbrushing, and other illustration techniques together. His first big breakout piece, though, was a re-release of A New Hope, Star Wars, before it was called A New Hope in '78. It's referred to as the circus style poster. So it's not the original hero poster with Luke holding the lightsaber up above his head. This is a different one. I actually don't think it's a great representation of his of what became his signature look, but it put him on the map.
It's definitely not bad, though.
No, it's not bad at all. But I will say that it's one. Unfortunately, as we're paying some homage to Drew Struzan, I will say it's one of my least favorite of his works. But it's early. It's an early example of his stuff.
Yeah.
You know the one I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I do. I mean,
what they call the circus poster.
Yeah. And I'll just say this real quick. Our first episode was our worst episode for sure. So.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it was, I don't even know if we're any good now, but it was pretty bad then. He really became, though, after that, the go-to artist for Spielberg and Lucas. And this was in a period, late 70s, early 80s, where they were collaborating consistently. And he comes in and does Raiders of the Lost Ark and the Temple of Doom and others. And so I think, the fact that he's designing movie posters for arguably the two most important figures of blockbuster cinema of that era is really important. I want to set a little bit of a tone here. When I was a kid in the early 80s, we didn't have a teaser trailer a year in advance. We didn't have 3 more trailers that basically gave the entire plot of the film away. The term spoiler warning was unnecessary. You couldn't get them if you wanted them.
Right.
In fact, you couldn't go. There was no internet, so you couldn't go to the internet to see trailers the second they came out. You had to go watch a movie to see the trailer, and if you were lucky, there was a trailer for the film that you wanted. Trailers were just not the thing. What we had was Drew Struzan's movie posters. They created an anticipation. They inspired the imagination the way that a great movie trailer can do it. You would look at those posters and you would just imagine all the possibility of what was going to happen in this film, and you had to go see it.
Yeah.
And so I think that that's the real difference between what he did and what we see now out of sort of contemporary movie posters. He created art that you wanted to hang on your wall. He created art that after you saw the film, you looked at that movie poster and you could envision everything about that film.
Yeah.
That you wanted to happen, that you saw happen, that could happen in a future iteration of the franchise. Like, I just think, I think his place and what he brought to movies of, especially the early 80s, but also the 90s, is... It almost can't be exaggerated. Yeah. Before I move on, I want to let you have the floor for a second if there's anything you want to add.
No, I mean, I think basically everything you just said is going to be pretty represented in some of the posters we bring up, because spoiler alert, we're going to be ranking our top 10 of his posters and then throw in just some other ones that we enjoy as well. Yeah. But they're phenomenal. I mean, even to me, I mean, he made posters for many of my favorite movies ever growing up. So these were very much present in my childhood.
Yeah, I mean, I think we we talk about Gen X versus Gen Z, but I think I get the start of him as a young Gen Xer, and you get the end of him as an older Gen Zer.
Yeah.
You know, and so I think like the millennial, he really sits well in that end of Gen X and millennial time frame. So if you haven't seen this film, there is a really great documentary called The Man Behind the Poster. Drew, The Man Behind the Poster. It came out in 2013. You can download it. I don't think it's available to stream for free anywhere, but you can download it or rent it for pretty cheap, like $3-4. It's a really great documentary. I would highly recommend checking it out. Understand, he did not use any kind of computer animation whatsoever. All of his movie posters were 100% done by hand.
Crazy. Pencil,
paint, airbrush, everything done by hand.
So talented.
That's just crazy in this day and age. But that's what he did. He described his work or what he did as painting for people who love movies. Another great quote that I really love of his that I think really kind of encapsulates what I was talking about in terms of being the movie trailer before that was its own industry, so to speak. He wrote, I had to do something different. I wasn't looking to tell a story. I was looking to give a person a feeling about something they could hope for.
Yeah.
And that's what I remember most as a kid, going to the movie theater and spending 5 or 6 minutes before actually going inside, like while my parents were in line to get tickets, and like walking the front of the movie house, looking at all the posters and imagining what would happen in that movie, going to the video rental store.
So cool.
And seeing the VHS cassettes, or even in the future, even DVDs with his artwork on it, and just knowing that, like, oh, this movie is going to be so amazing, all just from his art. The last thing I want to say before we jump into our ranking is a quote from Steven Spielberg from this week. He collaborated with Spielberg a lot. He said, "Drew made event art. His posters made many of our movies into destinations, and the memory of that will never go away."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah. So I think the world of cinema and the world in general is a slightly lesser place without Drew Struzan in it. But let's talk a little bit about some of the movie posters that you and I think define his work and really inspired us the most. You want to start, you want to go in reverse order, sort of 10 to 1 kind of thing?
10 to 1. And I'll just say right now that this list is obviously very interchangeable. There are plenty that should be on here. There are plenty that could be moved around. They're all phenomenal, but these are just 10 of our favorites in our rough ranking.
Yeah.
But this is not set in stone by any means. And
to be clear, we went out of our way to not duplicate a franchise.
Right.
So, at times he did 1, 2, and 3 of a film, and we're only selecting, 1, 2, and 3 of a franchise. We're only selecting one from that franchise so that the whole list isn't, only Star Wars or something like that.
Right.
But so obviously it's really subjective. We're not claiming this is definitive in any way at all. It's just kind of some of our favorites and those that we find continually most inspirational. And we'll throw some honorable mentions out at the end. So you want to start with 10 and we'll work our way back to 1?
Yeah, definitely. So in number 10, we have the Shawshank Redemption. And first of all, phenomenal poster. I mean, people talk now, they joke now about floating head posters because they can look really bad, but his don't, because he drew them.
Well, he created the style, really.
Right, he did, and anything after that is a cheap imitation, honestly, because his never look bad. Like they just always look great, and for me, I really love. My favorite part of the poster is actually also the reason why for me it's lower on the list. And that's the image of him with his arms out in the rain, free. And the reason that it's kind of a drawback on that is because it's obviously a spoiler for the ending of the movie right on the poster. And so, I mean, you could see that as a negative if you didn't think it was going to happen, but I think it's a really beautiful poster.
But see, you don't know the context of that pose until you've seen the film, and only after you've seen the film do you realize what's happening there. I mean, without knowing what happens in this movie, you look at this poster and it evokes a level of emotion that I think is truly indicative of what you get out of this movie.
Yeah, no, it's fair. What do we have in 9?
Okay, so I got to scroll here back up to our list. So in 9, we have the Steven Spielberg film Hook. The artwork in this for this poster is incredible. I mean, it is so lifelike, bringing the personality and charisma of Robin Williams and Julia Roberts and Dustin Hoffman and Bob Hoskins to life in a way that is just gorgeous. You have the map behind it. You really see the life that this movie has. It's somehow better than the movie itself. This particular poster. No,
you're absolutely right. I mean, you see this and like this poster takes you on an adventure. Like you're ready to go.
It does.
You know,
it does.
Absolutely. And I love something I really love about a lot of his posters is I really enjoy simple posters for the most part. But when it comes to his work, he does a really good job at fitting like so many different elements in there. Like you said, you can kind of look at his poster and be like, oh, what is that going to be? What is that going to you're trying to piece it together in your head. I mean, you have everything in here. You have almost every element from this movie in this poster. And you get to kind of just fill in the blanks. And so that might end up being a better movie than the actual movie, but it's a really great poster.
Yeah. And then the edges are like the pirate map. And like, yeah, I totally agree with you. I think that's what I mean. Like you'd look at this poster as a kid and you'd see the front of the Jolly Roger with that big skull on it. You'd see the crocodile and you'd just be like, oh my God, what is this going to be? I have to see this film. You know, you just, it in so many ways is better than any movie trailer ever could be.
Yeah, absolutely. In number 8, we have The Temple of Doom. I like his other indie posters also. That was actually the hardest one to narrow down for me, was which Indiana Jones poster
it really was.
I want on this list. I ultimately went with Temple of Doom because it just really stands out to me. I think the art is incredible. I mean, that might as well be a picture of Harrison Ford right there on the front. Yeah. He's looking better than ever. And again, part of the reason I love this poster is it lays out different scenes. It allows you to ask the question, what the heck is going on here? Like, what is going to happen in this movie? What is this next adventure that Indiana Jones is about to go on? Who are these new characters? It's wonderful. I love the fire on the one side and the blue on the other side. I think it just really, I actually learned this in art class about how so many different movie posters use orange and blue specifically because they complement so well. And this is, to me, this is a perfect example of this.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, in a lot of ways, his indie art is my favorite. Yeah. And so, we picked this over Raiders and Last Crusade. His Raiders poster is not what ended up being sort of the iconic image from Raiders. But these two were. And in so many ways, I think that with Temple of Doom, again, this is one of those where it's a little bit better than the movie. I like Temple of Doom, but it's of the original trilogy, it's the weakest. It's the weakest. But it is so loaded with incredible visuals. Like upon rewatch, I think it's always fascinating to see just how many iconic Indiana Jones images come out of Temple of Doom that you almost feel like are probably in one of the other two, Raiders or Last Crusade, but they're not. They're in Temple of Doom. Just so many iconic indie images. And this poster, I think, might in part be to blame for that Mandela effect of sorts. Because I think as you see those images, you think that Temple of Doom is going to be even better than it is. As good as Raiders, as good as Last Crusade. So yeah, an incredible iconic poster.
Definitely.
Next on our list, we have The Goonies.
Yeah.
Richard Donner, but also produced by Steven Spielberg, another Spielberg collaboration. This one is just a tiny bit more simple than so many others, but it really kind of perfectly encapsulates the spirit of the film.
Right.
You get that this is going to be a great adventure film with all these kids in it. Whenever I think of the Goonies, I think the first image that pops in my head is this image.
Yeah.
Brolin holding on, the rest of the cast in the sort of chain of kids holding onto the edge of the stalactite. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. It's obviously extremely iconic, and to me, this is an example of where he kind of differs from his main thing and kind of has a concept. Other than let's just throw everything on there. Like there's an idea behind this poster. Like let's chain them up or have them chained up like that. And I think it's really cool. I think, like you said, it captures the feel of the movie, and I think the idea alone sets it apart.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Yeah. Then we have another kind of different one for him. In number 6, we have First Blood. And this is specifically a poster of Stallone holding a machine gun. Like that's what this poster is. And
with the forest behind him, yeah.
With the forest behind him. And
yeah,
it just pops. It pops so well. Immediately you want to see it. The blue background, the bright red letters, First Blood, Stallone holding the machine gun with the bullets wrapped around him and his bandana. It's just awesome. It's just truly cool.
Yeah. I think I had probably seen this movie poster and the VHS cassette featuring this movie poster 1,000 times before I actually was old enough to see this film. And it's so perfectly iconic for what this movie brings to the table. I mean, obviously it's a great and simple movie title. Just like you just see that First Blood and it's so cool. But yeah, I mean, this tells you kind of everything you need to know about John Rambo and what he's going to bring to this film. Obviously a great movie. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out. I hope you've seen it. But yeah, I mean, this one is so simple, and it's just a kind of perfect piece of art for this film.
Yeah.
Ooh, in many ways, it's a simple film, right? I mean, it's like concept, premise, plot. It's pretty simple. It doesn't,
and
there's
so I
not
think
even
enough
movie
characters to do a floating head.
Yeah. I mean, I think in so many ways, this is sort of just the perfect way for him to tell the story, and it really highlights the fact that he understands the source material, and caters his artistic delivery to that specifically.
Yeah. You want to take us into number 5?
Yes, I do. Let me pull it up here. Okay, this one is maybe potentially controversial, but I think not so much. We went with Back to the Future Part 2.
Yes.
For our top 10 here. This is a play on his original art for Back to the Future. But this time we've got Doc Brown in there. We've got the floating DeLorean rather than the wheels on the ground with the flames coming off the back of them. And so we really get, And so this was a really great and beautiful way to do a sequel poster, to take the original concept that is so iconic and, add a second person to make it part 2. I
almost want to take these 3 and put them together, because it's there's a through line in the concept, and that's what's so fun about these. They're a
perfect trilogy in terms of movie posters. Yeah. Is part 2 as good of a film as part 1? No. Is 3 as good as 2? No. But this is such a great poster. And when you saw this, especially the way that 1 ended with the DeLorean's wheels turning horizontal to,
super cool.
And taking off. When you see this poster, it was just like, oh my God, I have to go see this movie. You can even see the iconic Nikes that Marty's wearing from part 2.
So cool.
I love it. And one of the other things I really love about this is that you can see his signature a little more clearly in this particular poster than you can in most others. In so many others, it just disappears in everything. But just to the left of, or just to the right of Doc Brown's left foot, you can see his signature. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. And I love the tagline, "Getting back was only the beginning."
Yeah.
And then I will say, although I think Back to the Future 1 is a better film, the ending to Back to the Future 2 was the first time when watching these movies where I was like, oh, I get it. I get why people love these movies so much. Because he sends them back to the future, and then he runs around the corner and he's like, I just sent you back to the future. And he's like, yeah, but now I'm back from the future, Doc. We have to go. And it's like, and I was like, holy crap, this is so cool. And
it's a pretty amazing ending.
Seeing this poster reminds me how I felt at the end of that movie, basically.
Yeah. Great films in general. And this movie poster just perfectly captures
100%
the personality and the theme and the aura of these movies.
Absolutely.
All right, what do you got next?
In number 4, so I know we said we are sticking to one per franchise. We cheated a little bit with Star Wars. We chose from each trilogy in that sense.
It's true.
So we're taking our first Star Wars entry in spot number 4 with The Phantom Menace. I think this is pretty easily the best of the prequel posters.
Yeah.
Darth Maul's face looming over the background is incredible. As a child, I remember looking at this and just being like, what is this? Like truly, like, who is that? Is that Satan, you know? And then we have obviously all these other characters, and then we have a child front and center. I think this movie this poster immediately tells you that this Star Wars movie is going to look different. It gives you a hint, like, we're going back, and it looks pretty different. There's new characters and even some returning ones, if you notice, but they look a little different. And I think it's pretty clearly the best of the Star Wars posters for the prequels. Yeah,
you've got the binary suns in there that are, reflecting off of both Qui-Gon and young Anakin. You've got Amidala looking as
so cool,
amazing and beautiful and regal as ever. And somehow Struzan manages to make Jar Jar look like a character you want to get to know.
Yeah. And then also there's also the fact that you have the devil in the background and then just Jesus right in front of him with Qui-Gon Jinn, it's just, there's a lot here to look at and get excited about for sure.
Yeah. Another great tagline. Obviously he wasn't writing these taglines, but every saga has a beginning.
Yeah. They're cool.
It's a pretty cool way to get you excited about that.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're going to jump from one iconic franchise to another. Our next is going to be Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone / Philosopher's Stone. Let's see. I feel like the one that we have here says, this is the Sorcerer's Stone. On our notes, you're such a big Harry Potter nerd. You wrote Philosopher's Stone.
My bad. I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
Let the magic begin. Another really cool tagline.
Cool.
And I think that in some ways this movie poster deserves the credit for getting me at my age at the time excited about seeing a Harry Potter film. I had not read the books up until this point. I didn't get the phenomenon. I was an adult. I didn't have kids yet. Or I just did, but I wasn't like reading this level of book yet. And so seeing this movie poster, it instantly created this like sensory recognition of his past work. And there was an epic and iconic nature to this where I just saw this and thought, well, obviously this is going to be amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was there opening night.
Yeah, like you said, it really works well if like you have no connection to Harry Potter, but it then works even better if you probably had read the books. I mean, you immediately are like, okay, they're making these books into movies. Right off the bat, you're looking at this, you're like, well, here are these characters that I've imagined in my head, and guess what? They look exactly like they did in my head. There's the big old castle with the moon large behind it, the starry sky. You have the owl, you have the riding on brooms, chasing something. Yeah. So if you don't know, you're like, oh, it looks like they're riding on brooms for sport. You have the boats going to the castle. It's for me easily the most iconic Harry Potter poster. Like 100%. They nailed it right at the beginning.
Yeah, 100%.
And this just immediately invokes nostalgia. Immediately. Just overwhelmed with the nostalgia as soon as you see that poster, in my opinion.
Hermione's holding the books.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ron cute as ever.
even got Warwick Davis in there. Davis in there.
Pretty cool.
The whole thing is perfect.
I love it.
Yeah, absolute beautiful poster. I feel like every one that we've mentioned so far, we could easily frame and put on the wall, and it would be
100%
perfect anywhere.
100%
anywhere. All right, we've got two left. Right?
Yes, I'll take us into 2.
Okay.
And I really love this poster. I only saw the movie within the last 6 months to a year.
I know. I remember.
And that's going to be John Carpenter's The Thing. This poster, I mean, I would classify this as a horror movie. I don't like horror movies, but I had to watch it because of this poster. I mean, I have just always seen this. In my head, this is extremely iconic. And it put me, it dragged me in. I had to see the movie. And you know what's kind of hilarious about this poster is it honestly doesn't have much to do with the movie other than the fact that he's wearing a parka,
Yeah, no, it's a vibe.
But it just pulls you in. It's like, what is this? This looks really cool. And by the time your seat's in the butt, or your butt's in the seat, my bad. By the time your butt's in the seat, you're sold, right?
It's a family show, son. It's a family show.
My bad. Shouldn't say butt.
Yeah, no. I mean, this is again another one that for me was like a movie rental store staple. I just remember seeing this every time I went and my brain just wanting to I want to see that. I know I don't. I'm too scared. I want to see it. No, but I do. I want to know. Nope. I'm too scared. Yeah. There's very few that he did that were quite so iconic. But yeah, it's also just beautiful. Just every piece of this is the way he brings the prisms from the ice to life.
Yeah.
It's just gorgeous.
No, it's beautiful. I want this one on the wall. I do.
Yeah. It's a really great one.
Take us into 1.
Shall we finish it off? Okay.
Let's do it.
Our favorite from Drew Struzan is Revenge of the Jedi, the original poster from Revenge of the Jedi. Later retitled Return of the Jedi, which I know you all know, but just calling it out. But the original Revenge of the Jedi, and I'm sure I'm 99% sure that this was also a Return of the Jedi poster as well. They changed the name and used the same poster, but this represents a slight change to his style as well. There's a simplicity to this, and yet there's an explosiveness to this poster that it just, as a young kid, I could not wait. I was literally ready to just explode with anticipation. Yeah. I wanted to see this movie so damn badly.
Yeah. I mean, this has pretty much always been my favorite Star Wars poster. I really love Empire. But this poster is so cool. And also it's kind of even cooler that they never used this title or this poster, that almost kind of adds to its legacy in a way. And then I just love this poster is Vader just bathed in red, huge, daunting. And then down in the corner you have Vader and Luke. But something that's so interesting about this is that their lightsaber colors are reversed.
Yeah.
Luke's holding a red saber and Vader's holding a blue saber. And it kind of just you're in this moment what the hell is going on? This poster is so cool. It's always been my favorite Star Wars poster. I've yet to see one cooler than it, honestly. So this is a pretty easy number 1 for me.
So when this movie was coming out, when they were preparing for this, I was I think I was in the first and second grade, first when they started talking about it into the second grade.
Yeah.
Pretty young kid. But I was a member of the Star Wars fan club. I got the Bantha Tracks newsletter sent to my house, literal paper Star Wars newsletter mailed every month or so. And got a Revenge of the Jedi patch, that you could sew onto your denim trucker jacket as a little kid. God, I wish I had that still. I wish I knew what happened to that thing. But
that'd be so cool.
But everything, there was this whole ad campaign directed at Star Wars fanatics, members of the Star Wars fan club, specifically around specifically around Revenge of the Jedi, and we were so pumped for so long, and then when the name changed, it was like, wait, why are they changing the name? You know, it was a little confusing, but God, man, that was such a cool poster. I just love that.
Yeah, it's pretty dang awesome.
Yeah.
We're running late, but I think you should maybe just rapid fire some honorable mentions real quick.
Yeah, I mean, again, like going back to movies, there's another aspect of this that was movies that for me I was too young to see, R-rated comedies and things like that, but the posters were so informative as to like my taste and like this illicit desire to see films that I wasn't supposed to see. Things like Big Trouble in Little China or Risky Business, even Blade Runner. You know, was like, I think, you know, my parents thought I was maybe a little too young to see that. Police Academy, things like that. I mean, I can't think of these films without seeing the posters. But then other ones too, as he went through, you know, Adventures in Babysitting and the Masters of the Universe poster, which you know is not a great film, but was such an amazing marketing campaign. You so badly wanted to see that when you were a kid. Hocus Pocus,
so
Coming to America, others.
Of his posters being better than the movie.
Yeah. There's no doubt. So he brought that in a pretty incredible way. Last Crusade, though, we mentioned that briefly. Such an amazing poster. Even interesting enough, he brought this to the Muppets, not just once, but multiple times to the Muppets, which is these iconic. They create a certain sense of nostalgia. In me when I see them to this day. American Tail. You know, I could just go on and on and on. There's just so many great ones. So, you know, rest in peace, Drew. We miss you. The movies are not as good without you. That's just definitely. It's just a truth. They're just not as good without you.
We are in debt to him. Absolutely. As movie lovers. I'll just quick recap our list.
Okay, great.
Have it all in like a nice 1 minute little section here.
Perfect.
Our top 10 Drew Struzan posters are as such. In 10, we have Shawshank Redemption. Beautiful poster. Super iconic, obviously. The trend is here. They're all iconic. In 9, we have Hook. Better than the movie.
Better
8,
than the movie.
We have Temple of Doom, in my opinion, the best Indiana Jones poster from him. 7, we have The Goonies. Again, extremely iconic and nostalgic.
Yeah.
Number 6, we have First Blood, Rambo. So cool. Very simple poster, but
such a great movie too.
It just pops. It pops.
Yeah.
Number 5, we have Back to the Future 2. You could kind of put all 3 of these in there together because they play off each other, and that's what's so fun about them. Mm-hmm. Then we have in 4, The Phantom Menace. Easily the best of the prequel posters, in my opinion, with the looming threat of Darth Maul and the callbacks to all the old characters from the original trilogy and all our new characters. Very fun and exciting. In 3, we have The Sorcerer's Stone. Super nostalgic. This poster just invokes nostalgia immediately. Arguably one of the most iconic on the list.
Yeah, completely sold the movie to me before seeing it.
Exactly. Number 2, we have John Carpenter's The Thing. This poster, I will actually give this poster credit for me watching the movie. It was because of this poster where I was like, oh, that looks kind of cool. I got to watch that. And lastly, in number 1, we have Revenge of the Jedi, later titled Return of the Jedi. One of my favorite posters of all time.
Yeah.
Drew, we are indebted to you. We thank you for all of your incredible work in movie posters. You really brought magic to movies.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Good topic. Good segment. And shall we run through homework real quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
You want to go first?
Sure. Yeah. You gave me Past Lives.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this movie a lot. I watched it with my wife. We both really liked it.
Yeah.
I love.
Did you shed a little tear?
Yeah. Definitely teared up a few times.
It's a tearjerker.
It really is. I mean, especially in one of those last scenes where he's about to leave, like for the last time. He's leaving. He's going back home, and obviously she's not going to leave her husband. She's not she's not going to do something, but like there's a moment where they just look at each other for like 60 seconds, maybe longer, and they like are slowly like turning towards each other. Like they're both facing the camera, and then they're slowly turning towards each other. And it's like in this moment, you're like, what's going to happen? Like do I want something to happen? Do I not? Like, is it right? Yeah. Is it wrong? It's truly, in my opinion, the best moment of the movie. Really, really good and kind of gut-wrenching stuff. So I liked it a lot, and I give it a 4 out of 5. Great score. Great score.
Great. I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, I mean, I think that relationship, even between the husband and wife, you know, as it's a super unique cinematic relationship. We don't see that very often, where, you know, you've got this pseudo love triangle, but the husband is, I mean, he's like both threatened and not. Like, he's threatened in a way, but he also loves and trusts his wife so much that he can set that aside.
He's not the bad guy. Yeah,
it's a really beautiful and unique portrayal that I think really helps. And yeah, I mean, I didn't have a lot of exposure to Greta Lee prior to this, but I just thought she's fantastic in this, and I've really enjoyed her since.
Yeah. Well, I gave you The Road, starring...
You did. You gave me The Road. Viggo. Yeah. I mean, I know I said before that I couldn't remember if I'd seen this movie or not. After watching it, I can confirm I had not seen it. But the book was was just so well written that it felt like I'd seen it. You know, like I'd somehow tied the book and the film together without seeing it. I'll tell you this. I will never watch this movie again.
It's sad.
It's
freaking sad, dude.
Just freaking brutal, dude. I mean, it is so brutal. The whole time is just like every performance, you know, and the relationship between Viggo's character and the son, so good, but also just crushing. And I just don't know that I could let myself or force myself to go through that again.
Yeah.
I did keep hearing a little bit of Millie Bobby Brown throughout this particular, like, Papa.
Oh,
you know,
right.
You know,
yeah. Forever ruined.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, just brutal. I mean, you can see the inspiration in different ways. I mean, I had to double check. I mean, I was surprised to realize that the Walking Dead comic book predated the Cormac McCarthy novel. But I think in so many ways, both the show and the movie adaptations of both of these works I feel inspired by each other. I'm not quite sure how that works, but and then even things in The Last of Us, I feel like are very inspired. I know that The Road has no zombies. I get that. But
it's a man and his child in an apocalyptic world. So
yes, where man is the greatest monster that you can face. And so, but yeah, I mean, there were so many moments when I just was like, oh, why am I watching this? This hurts. It just hurts to watch. But I can't pretend that it's not a well-made film, that it's not at times beautiful, that it's not,
it made you feel that way.
Acted so well. I know. It just falls in that category of great movies that I don't ever want to see again.
That's fair.
And so I don't know. I'm on the fence about those, you know, like, for me, I love to rewatch movies so much.
Totally.
That when I see a film like this and I'm like, that was a great film, I can respect this as a piece of art, I don't ever want to consume it again.
Can't rewatch everything you ever watch. Yeah. I mean,
no.
There are those movies that, like, they're so, they go there, you know, and it's hard to go there.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's nice for it to take you there once because it can do that, you know, but you don't need to go there again. So
yeah.
But you can appreciate
for that reason, I gave it a 3.5. That's probably undershooting the quality of the film, but there's a watchability aspect to a lot of my ratings. 3 and above, it's, you know, good, great movie. I loved it.
Your 3.5 is basically my 4. So right there.
Yeah. So, but I don't know that I could. Like I said, I'm not going to watch it again. I'm not going to subject myself to that torture.
Okay. Well, what do you assign me this week?
Okay, I'm giving you I don't really want to say a palate cleanser. I'm going to keep you going with the drama, but there's a little quirkiness to this that doesn't exist in past lives. I'm giving you the Coen Brothers film Inside Llewyn Davis. I am really excited to hear your thoughts on this. I know you've been watching some Coen Brothers. This one is a little different and also a little great. So I'm excited to see your reaction to this. I know you like Oscar Isaac a lot, and there's some other really great performers in this too. So Inside Llewyn Davis by the Coen Brothers.
All right. I'm looking forward to it. I've been enjoying those. My recommendation to you / your homework this week is going to be Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. This came out a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't really know how to describe this movie. I kind of just want you to go into it with whatever little knowledge you have.
Yeah.
And I kind of just can't wait to hear what you think. I don't think this is going to be your new favorite movie of all time, but I think you're going to enjoy it. Honestly, I do.
Okay.
So I'm excited to hear. Just do me a favor, jot down like your 2 or 3 favorite moments from this for me, because I bet they're similar to mine.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it. This has been on my list for a while. I've heard good things, so I'm looking forward to seeing it.
All right.
Braden, we've ranked. We've debated a little bit. We disagreed about a few things, though not about who shot first. It's all just another day in the galaxy.
Right. So whether you're Gen X, Gen Z, or somewhere lost in the timeline, please continue to listen, like, share, and subscribe to I Am Your Father.
Until the next episode, remember that with great power comes a great second breakfast, but winter is also coming, son. So may the Force live long and prosper with you.
Now this is pod racing. Boom.
Thank you.